Greetings, beloved souls. It is such a joy to connect with you in this way. This type of connection is, in fact, what we wish to speak about on this blessed day. You see, many souls are on the cusp of awakening, and those of us that are starting to experience it often are lost. What should I do? How can I help? And then, of course, there's those who are waiting for the external circumstances to change. Oh, the planet will be better off when so-and-so's gone, or this is eliminated, or somebody's held accountable. We would like to tell you that it is your action in this time of emergence that is going to create the world you wish. It's not about waiting anymore. It's not about doing anymore. The very first channel that we broadcast in this series had to do with you claiming your power. We were exhorting you to claim it. And now we'd like to speak to you a little bit about the kinds of actions you can take that demonstrate you have claimed your power. You see, if you're not doing it, then you're not having it. The power that you seek, the sovereignty, the joy, the bliss that you seek is, in fact, an expression of the actions you're taking. And if you're waiting for someone else to do it, or for the world to catch up, or people to change, then you're not going to experience what you so long for. So what does it look like? What are we asking you to do? First of all, you can do nothing and be totally perfect because you are blessed and divine and you can just receive. But if you're feeling that calling on the inside, saying, oh, I'm supposed to be here for a purpose. What is that purpose? What we would like to recommend is that you take it upon yourself to inoculate everybody in your field, everyone you see, everyone you come across, inoculate them with grace. We saw an example of what this looked like by the dark forces who recently set up a mass program to inject everybody with what they wanted to give us so that they can get their results. What if we don't go with a physical injection? What if we go with a spiritual transmission? It could be as simple as walking down the street and seeing somebody destitute, you know, the ones on the street corners that populate so many cities these days. Seeing them and then just holding the vision, the intent, the transmission that this person has figured out abundance and is spending many, many years reaping the harvest of a joyful, easy life where wealth comes to them. That's different than waiting for the government to change and take care of that person. What if it's somebody who's just kind of in the grocery store and lost in their world because they're eating the foods that aren't really foods that are being given us by those who want to keep us in the low energies? What if you pass by one of those people and say, oh my God, this person is just so healthy? And you hold it and you see it and you send that transmission, you connect to your spirit, you feel it within you that you are this embodiment of health, and then you send it out. Now, you may be having questions and saying, well, how can I do this if I'm not really healthy yet? Well, you are connected to spirit, aren't you? And you are able to imagine what it would be like. So just imagine it for the other person. It's compassionate action, action with compassion. And by doing so, you then become the conduit, the transmission through which this flows, which of course is going to affect you. So you see somebody else and you're parked in the car next to them at a stoplight and you look across and you can see whatever they're doing and you sense that's not a very happy place. And you just go, oh my God, this person is in bliss. They're connecting to something greater. And right in this moment, and for days afterwards, they're going to be walking around in this bliss state. You feel how when you just start to say these things, the energy in you will shift. And then you're actually giving it to these other people. Now, another objection that comes up from people with this is, do I have the right to pray for good things for other people? And of course you do. You understand that compassion has been weaponized by those who wish to keep us in a dark state. All right. They know that many of us are ascending, and that means allowing those who are not yet making those choices to make the choices that are not as good to make for them, but allowing that with love. And we can't hardly do it sometimes. It feels like, oh, I'm going to lose this person, or they're my child, or my parent, or my spouse, and I'm going to lose them. And so rather than ascend fully, we stay down. And we think that that is a compassionate act. Here, I will stay at this low level with you because it's so sad and hurtful. And in reality, it's how just the powers that be have twisted this on its head to keep us from really understanding that it is our upliftment that brings up those around us. Yes. So, first of all, you have to accept that the other person is an eternal soul and they will make whatever choices they make. And then you're on the spirit side with them at this moment and will be with them no matter what choices they make in this 3D physical reality. And for all you know, that person is showing that reluctance simply to find those places within you where you're still holding grief or pain that's unresolved about that from your other pasts or your history. And they're giving you an opportunity to clear that out, which then will lift them up too. You didn't think it was them maybe that was giving you the compassion, right? So then when you are in a place where you're joyful and connected, which is where the planet is going, the only question is how long it's going to take. And this is why we're encouraging you to take action. The joke the channel Peter loves to tell is how spirit always uses soon as a 4-letter word. Oh, this will happen soon. The thing is, it'll happen as quick as it takes for you to manifest it in yourself. And then you will create a universe where that is around you. So it may seem like you're actually praying for another person, which you are, which is very good, which is very compassionate. But in the way experience works is your universe is your own creation and it resonates with you. And that's why all these things around you that you're seeing that are out of whack, that are hurtful and painful, are reflections of what's still inside you. So when you're praying for another person and you actually don't just say, oh, please have this happen, you actually see it as a command. It is done. Thus it is spoken. Thus it shall be done. That was what the channel Peter's one of his favorite lines from that Yul Brynner movie where he was the Pharaoh. Thus it is spoken. Thus it shall be done. So if you can actually look at another person and not ask that someone else take care of them, but know that you're connected to source and you send the transmission, you send the inoculation that this person is in the state of wealth, is in the state of health, is in the state of happiness, and experiences it in bounty with everyone they meet. What that does is it allows the multiverse to present the version of that person who has these great experiences in your reality. And then you'll feel it. So, yes, you are praying for them, but quite selfishly, you are creating the world you want to have by being the one giving the inoculation, by spreading the antidote to what has been done for so long on this planet. You have to actually start to do it to see it. That is the main message we wish to send to you today. You must do it to see it. So, if you're looking for service, because I know many people are, what am I supposed to do? Well, this is an opportunity of what you could do. You could make it your mission to give X number of transmissions a day and just enjoy it because there's no shortage of it. Even if you don't get out of the house, you can flip on the TV channel and see what's going on. We don't recommend attending to the news because that's just feeding yourself with badness and you have to deal with all that. But if you catch little blips on the news, or even if you watch a show and you see an actor has a certain face, or you're watching a sporting event and you see someone in the arena with a certain look, there's your opportunity. You can do this with your family. Do it with your friends. But as you go out into the world, it carries more power because it spreads it around to greater and greater circles. And especially if you know that this energy because it's connected to source, is infinite in supply. So it's not like it depletes you. It simply passes through you and you enjoy it. And then the person receives it. And guess what? They could either consciously or unconsciously pass it around. And that's how we all quickly move. So it's a matter of stopping waiting. It's a matter of, you can continue to fight the external fight. It's a good fight and really satisfies many things on many levels. But if you want to move into the world of bliss, into the world of 5D, into the world where we're all experiencing, then we recommend that you make a major part of what you do, if not the sole thing that you do, spreading the internal love, carrying it through the psychic realm, through your abilities. What's this going to do? One, it's going to affirm that you have that ability, right? Because do you honestly believe that you have it? When you start doing it, you'll start getting, feedback in your face. Oh, wow, this is happening. And you'll start feeling better. So you're going to affirm your ability, which is what we were asking you in that very first message we transmitted through this channel. And that was claim your power. So one, you will assert that you have the power. Two, you will move out of victimhood. Oh, I am taking active steps to create the world I wish. I am seeing it and I am being it. Now, there's going to be that gap between mind and manifestation. There always is, because that's the nature of 3D, where time is slowed down. So you don't just automatically get what you think and it manifests around you, because until you've mastered that, how many of you manifest fear and monsters? How many of you, when somebody tells you something beautiful, deny the compliment? Yeah. So you're going to have to break out of that habit. So there's going to be that gap between where you hold it in your mind and you manifest it in your world. And that's good. But because you have the faith to take the action, to sit there and say, yes, I am sending this love and it's going to transform this person's life. And that's going to filter out into the whole community. And the whole community is going to get wealthy. The whole community is going to get happy. The whole country is going to be this way. The whole world's going to be this way. You are no longer a victim. You are the one claiming what it is you're going to do and do it. Move you out of victimhood. And we call that sovereignty. Yes, isn't sovereignty what, in fact, this whole awakening is all about? That we are the unlimited source. We are the unlimited power. God resides in us. God expresses through us. And what we do when we're in flow with that is an expression of the divine. You don't even know how many people on this side of the veil, if you wish to consider the world as having veils, you don't even know how many people, races, entities, collectives, angels, extra dimensional beings, different realms. You don't even know how many are flooding the planet with love and upliftment energies at this time. And the only thing stopping an instant transmission or transmutation into that place of bliss is us, our ability to receive. Now, what happens if you choose to take the advice that we're giving today and start to inoculate those around you X number of times per day, this is the doctor's recommendation. If you start to do that, what happens is then you ground that. It's no longer just energy coming in from source and all the different aspects and manifestations of consciousness. It now has a anchor on the planet, and that acts like a capacitor and then a resonator that then sends it out as you direct it. So that's the third thing, is it uplifts the energy of the entire planet in ways you don't even conceive. And the more you get in line with the fact that you're source, the more you become this powerful entity that is a representation of God. The ultimate extreme of this is an avatar, an ascended master, whatever you want to call it. The more you become that, the more the whole planet becomes that. So these are the three benefits we wish to tell you is, one, you're claiming your power. Two, you're no longer being a victim. And three, you are doing immense service for others. And we wish to remind you that this is something you can just do. Do not fall into the trap of having compassion being weaponized against you. Give your compassion freely. People have free choice. They'll receive it or not. But you'll find that you, of course, by having the intent, will receive it in multitude. And then you, by having the intent, will be moving into the timeline where others are receptive of it. And that literally creates the world you want to live in. It's not a lonely world. It's not like we're all in our own bubbles. Of course, we interact with everybody else, but everybody else is going to start going, "Ooh, I want to create that nice world too." And then you get to play in it. So please just understand how blessed you are. Understand how powerful you are. And I believe the channel Peter was going to title this, "If you want to see it, do it." So we encourage you, please do it. Receive the blessing that you are. Send the blessing that you are. Be the blessing that you are. Such love, such gratitude.